I was messing around with another deck, and it's called the Mystical Shaman Oracle. It looks like this. I'm sure many of you have maybe seen this deck. It's a popular one. So as I was sitting here and I was focusing on what it is that the gods want us to know as a whole, the collective, the way things are going, or how to go about things is extremely similar to my live I just made here about, I just posted it maybe 20 minutes ago. And so I was just messing with this deck. I actually haven't used it in a long time. It was stuck in my drawer, and in my drawer I've got tons. I literally have a obsession with tarot decks and oracle decks. Like, I'm to the point where I'm about to open up my own little shop that strictly sells tarot and oracle decks and divination tools. I probably won't go too much in the herbs and stuff like that. I want it to be main focused on the different types of oracle and spirit deck and tarot decks, because here in modern day, they're not all like the Rider-Waite. Each one has its own visionary expression about, you know, for example, the Fool card. You know, one deck may talk about it as having many possibilities and feeling liberated, and the other one may describe it more as in, like, example, you're in a relationship and it's been stagnant, you're not sure what to do, but then all of a sudden you get the Fool card. And in that description, in their guidebook, is talking about taking that initiative, taking that leap of faith into reaching out to this person with the, it's never good to set expectations, but I think we do it subconsciously, and it goes unnoticed. But yes, anyway, I will open a shop one day, and when I do, I will let you guys know. And as soon as I put my website together, I am going to add my decks on there as well. So they'll be there for purchase. When you first sign up, you'll get, you know, you put in your email, you'll get an instant discount, and all the good stuff. And there'll be freebies with orders and all kinds of fun stuff. You know, somebody on TikTok asked me whenever I was on live, how much do I charge for a personal reading? And I told her that if I were to charge for a personal reading, that it would be $60 for 30 minutes and $100 for an hour. Well, right after I said that, I told her, if you subscribe, because she was wanting to book a personal with me. I told her, because one of my contributing factors, or one of the privileges that you get whenever you subscribe to my channel on TikTok, which is only $2.99, is you get a one-time free reading with me. And so I was very quick to tell her that, because it wouldn't make sense to pay all that money when you could literally pay $2.99 to get what you're looking for. And I also put in there that if I see you while I'm doing a tarot reading for the collective, for just anybody who has questions, I'll answer, which I do a lot. I mentioned that, gosh, it left me. But anyway, I guess y'all get the drift. Even on YouTube, if you read my description, I have not opened myself to do personal readings. And the reason behind it is because I have not been called to do that, to charge people for readings. I have not gotten the sign, hey, this is where, you know, you're going to be making money, or, you know, this is going to be a good fortune and opportunity for you. No. I simply just directed her to the subscription, which she subscribed, and she got her full reading. There's all kinds of cool things that I added on there. If you guys have time, go and check it out. My name on TikTok is Self-Made Mystics. And also, I have been thinking very hard about changing this name on YouTube to Self-Made Mystics. I wasn't feeling it at the beginning. I felt like it was two different energies for some reason, because I didn't have, at the time, I wasn't filming just one film that was going directed to YouTube and TikTok. So I would have to do them separate, unless I just saved it to my device and then uploaded it on TikTok, which I've done several times. But I've also, you know, do different new readings, whether it be for the same sign I did it on the other website page, or, you know, whatever category it may be in. Now, with that being said, being that I love cards, I think I'm going to even add into my website where there's going to be an area, a library, with all the decks, tarot and oracle, that I have, that will be there with a price, and either with a price, or if you would like to trade, and it will give you a spot to put in your contact information, as long with your email, and in the subject you would say you know, what you're looking for. I don't know why I started this one and I just, like, everything's going blank. I don't understand it. Let me clear the energy. I felt like that was needed. Man, I felt that in my throat. It's weird to feel sound in your throat. That's the first time I noticed it. So that's cool. Something about that is like shining awareness. Like maybe being aware of the little things that you come across and you notice, to pay mad attention to it, because it's not there for just any reason. Hold on, guys. Let me grab my purse. Oh, no. Okay. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't show my goods. Because I am live. I try not to move too much or get out of my chair unless I'm doing a little outfit check. Per cheetah girl who does fab checks, like she'll do outfit checks right before she goes on, which is so authentic and just a great exercise to get comfortable in your confidence. And I admire that about her. Plus, she is a wonderful interpreter for what is going on. She is a messenger for the divine. She knows what she's talking about. She's spot on. There are many other creators that I follow that just, man, they got it. They really got it. They understand. And that's another confirmation, at least for me, that this may not stick with or feel like it's for everybody, but somebody out there is going to resonate with it. You know? I'm sorry, I got a fan right here and it's blocking me from lighting this sage. Which, do y'all need some sage? It might be healing. It's not wanting, there's the smoke. I'm trying to catch this whole thing on fire. Fire, which is something that we're about to read about. That popped out from the Shaman Oracle. Now, I do have descendants that are Native Americans. I'm sure there's a lot more in me. But the main two, the direct main two, would be Latin American and Native American. For my father was Native and my mother is Latin. Okay, get all this smoke. Let's see if you can see the smoke. Can you see the smoke? It's not smoking that much. What is the deal, Leo? I'm on live, babe. I'm almost over. I just need to read on this little these cards that just came out. What, you're gonna say hello again? My daughter wants to say hello again. She's very nosy. Tell them how old you are.
15.
My big girl. She's going to the 9th grade. I know, baby. Well, I'm gonna do that right after this, okay? Girlfriend. Let me do this and we'll talk about that.
Grand just got the rest of Ross's birthday stuff.
Okay.
I mean, birthday and stuff.
Okay. Okay, so maybe let's take a few deep breaths. Okay. I'm feeling pretty grounded. I'm feeling pretty nice. Still. Okay. So, when I pulled out these cards for the collective, or the energy, like I said, if you go back and check my live on Energy Check, it is pretty much explaining what I told you guys, but just in such a crisp way. Way better than I can explain it, because I trip on my words sometimes, but it is what it is. So, the first card, I asked my gods, what is it that you want them to know? And the first card says the curse. Card number 14. It says the curse refers, it says, if you can, as I'm reading this, focus on these eyes and maybe even allow yourself to get a little lost in them. The curse refers to the limiting stories of our ancestors and the karma from former lifetimes that preordains the events of our lives. It is the source of negative patterns, and it can show up as a disease, a destructive force, or a blockage on our creative energy. The curse holds us hostage to a false story that we confuse for our reality. Recognizing the original wound that is playing out in our life can heal it. That sounds a lot like transmutation, right? The ones who have been following me, I did a short not too long ago, because that's all I was able to do at the time. But I did a short about when it comes to transmuting, it's like a step process. But once you get the hang of it, you'll keep going. But it's automatic recognition. So you need to be able to recognize the signs and the synchronicities that your spirits, your gods are trying to show you, so that you can move into a place of true divine acceptance, okay? By me saying true divine acceptance, people are probably like, well, what's the difference between regular acceptance and divine acceptance? I mean, isn't it just like accepting something for what it is and not going back and forth with yourself about it? Well, yes, but true divine acceptance is when your guides, the gods, can see straight through you. They know your next move. They know if you're being truthful with yourself. They know the difference between what you wish for yourself and what you truly hope for versus who you are, how you are evolving, and if you have truly accepted something. That is when you will be able to move on to the next step, okay? And that goes with this curse card. Coming from our ancestral line, generational curses that are to be broken, which one of these days I'm gonna do a online guided meditation. It'll be a private chat room where I will lead this guided meditation, where I would ask that everyone become very, very comfortable as best they can to truly ground themselves. And I'm not going to spoil it for you because it's really, really neat how you can astral project without, kind of like the rope method. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the rope method, where you're lying down, you're in deep meditation, if you're having a hard time with pulling your spirit, your energy up without up out of the vessel, there's a method called the rope method, where when you go into meditation and you clear everything out of your mind, you have a rope that you envision in front of you as you're laying flat. And this rope is down so that you can grab a hold of it and either allow it to just zip you up, or for you to pull yourself literally and really embrace that physical aspect and mental aspect of literally doing it in reality, okay? Because ultimately you are. You may not be doing it physically, but you're doing it. You're climbing a rope. So that helps when it comes to guided meditation. Hi, how's it going? That comes in with like trying to astral project out of your body. And the rope method is very, very known to help you if you're just beginning or you're having trouble. I have found a way that allows you to go within, I don't know if you guys know this, you probably don't, but I am currently in school for hypnotherapy, and a lot of it is about diving into your subconscious to figure out where the problem stems from. When did this blockage occur? How did it occur? And to remove it from there so that it can stop projecting on your everyday life. And I learned something very fascinating because I'm pretty far along. I may have, it's a 2-year program, and I may have like 6 months left, and then I'm gonna be a certified practitioner. So I'm extremely excited about that. So anyway, that kind of has something to do with it definitely has a lot to do with the guided meditation. Because whenever you go into hypnosis by a licensed hypnotherapist, you start off by focusing on something. When we're lying down and we're focusing, doing it ourselves, we're focusing on our breathing. We're focusing on feeling, sensing, rather than seeing and feeling. We're using our senses, which automatically puts us in a heightened state to receive. And with this curse card, it's talking about that it may not be you who has reasons to relate to this, or it could be you. This could have happened in the past to you before, or it could be coming in the near future, or it's already happened, or you're going through it now. But I have developed a technique that I kind of tailored to myself on how to go into a deep meditation, a trance, as you will, which is a deeper meditation. And I am able to go into a place that I have created for myself. And it's funny because I have a key that I have to open the door to it. I'm not going to disclose too much. I'm going to wait until I actually am ready to do this guided meditation for the collective and who's going to be interested. I will about it and you know, take account on how many people are going to be joining the session. It's going to be for free because I feel like these are things people need to would be beneficial for them if they knew how to truly transmute these negative generational curses that are being held, that have been put upon your ancestors, that are now being reflected into your life and possibly onto your children and their children if it doesn't stop now. So it's important, and it's crazy because it seems like there's a mouth, a hand, a mouth. Of course there's a mouth somewhere right there, but there's a hand over the mouth. Let's finish reading it. So, the curse refers to the limiting stories of our ancestors and the karma from former lifetimes that preordain the events of our lives. It is the source of negative patterns, and it can show up as a disease, a destructive force, or a blockage on our creative energy. That may be the hand over the mouth, because creativity doesn't just come out of the works of our hands. They come through our mind, they come through our spirit, they come through a lot of ways. The way we view things. The curse holds us hostage to a false story that we confuse for reality. And what's sad is that, and I thought I was going to be like this forever until I've went deeper into my spirituality. But there's a point where So many things were happening in my life that I just did not understand after a few passings of very close family members to me. One being my father. So I was interested in learning how to self-heal by using a trance-like meditation that will put you in the right place to go in to this sacred place that you create within your psyche that that allows you to go in there. It's very confidential in there, and you can literally invite, whether it be one of your ancestors. Let's say you invite one of your ancestors, okay? That you feel like they had unfinished business, or there was something lingering from them, or that side of the family. You would go into this sacred space as I guide you there, and you would call upon this person to come forth, okay? Your imagination can come up with many things, but once again, it is no coincidence. Some people can confuse their imagination with just their random thoughts, when it could be source or spirit or God's trying to communicate with you. So you are actively, within this guided meditation, you are actively doing your part by putting yourself in a receptive energy to where your spirit guides can come forth as you call upon them. Sometimes when you arrive, they're already waiting. But for me, the way it has come out kind of like a tradition where they allow me to come first, to take that initiative, to do the work, okay, to come forth, and then to call upon them into this safe place where just me and that other ancestor, dad, mom, guardian angel, goddess can be with you. And you can either A, have a conversation and receive clarity, which is very, very interesting, or B, you yourself, because in this safe space, you are in tune with all your gifts. Every single one of them. They're all working, okay? Within this safe space, let's say you call upon one of your ancestors. I automatically cleanse their energy after I have greeted myself. Once the greeting process has been done, then I will wait to listen or ask, what is it that you need me to know? Or what do I need to do to be of service? Or what is it that I'm not seeing? You know, these are kind of topics that will come towards me. Um, okay, I will immediately stand up while they're still seated. I will walk around behind them, and I will do, I mean, I've come up with my own hand symbolisms, or hand signs that allow me to engage into my um, engage into my energy within my body. So I am directing, I am controlling my energy. And as I do this, as they're seated, I'm right behind them. And I start above the crown. As you see me, I am above the crown, okay? And I go over them like this until I get all the way down. And then from there, I do that, okay? I have, and I know this to my core, I have healed two people in my ancestral line that came to me that were still carrying all these curses that were placed upon them, all these negative thoughts that have followed them, the blockages that have become almost concrete, immovable, because they didn't know how to transmute this energy. And unfortunately, they passed with that energy. And to know that you can do this at any point in time, you know, it just takes putting yourself in a comfortable position to where there's no pressure, more pressure on a certain body part. You want to be evenly yoked with your weight. I definitely wouldn't do it if you have a lot of things going on in your mind. Especially for me with Geminis. Well, I'm just going to speak for myself. There's a lot going on up there, I'll tell you what. So if you guys are interested, I will eventually do it. But if I see you guys are more interested in maybe joining in on this guided meditation to where you can transmute the negative energy and maybe curses, spell work, anything, blockages that your ancestors still have to break the generational curse, this would be a very fun, intriguing, just all around, just an aha, just wow experience. I'm telling you, I loved it. Whenever I was taught it, I kind of put it in my own little way. I just tweaked a couple little things and bam, it started working. Things in my life started to change significantly in certain areas, and I have received confirmation multiple times by communicating with Spirit of their gratitude. And now you can feel when... Am I back on live? Yes. Okay. Every time I get a phone call, it like freezes me, and I keep tapping the screen for it to get me out of it. But so I don't know why Spirit wanted me to talk about the relevant, the fact that there are multiple ways of healing generational curses, and it just so happens that I have worked on a certain way, which was through a guided meditation, and now I do it on my own all the time. A lot of times it may be just to go and, because I feel someone has a message for me, or I feel multiple spirits are trying to tune in to tell me something, or they would like me to help them with something. And the best thing I can do with full gratitude is to give back to those whom are standing by my side when they don't have to be. So, continuing, if you're interested in the guided meditation, please let me know in the comments below. I will start looking into a date on when we can do this. It might happen on a Saturday or a Sunday where people are off of work and they are able to they're able to make space for themselves in a quiet area. So yes, that's if you're interested in transmuting curses or negative energy from your ancestors and breaking those generational curses. Like I said, I've broken 2 so far. Now it says, the invitation, it is time to recognize the source of your limitations. Did your grandparent live with a mindset of scarcity? Did you inherit genes for heart disease? Were you a slave or a master in a past life? This karmic legacy is ready and waiting to be seen, to be untangled, okay? Untangled, and to be released, okay? Honor the players and their stories. Forgive everyone and everything. Being in that loving energy of just no get back, just pure heart, a lot of things will change for you. It says the medicine, be aware of your actions. Act with impeccable intention so as not to create a debt or karma that sooner or later someone has to pay. What you do to others, you also do to yourself and to the people you love the most. Now you have the opportunity to clean it up. So, like I said, guys, if you are interested in transmuting the negative energies and the blockages and the generational curse that has been placed upon your bloodline, as far as back as thy can see, join me in this guided meditation whenever I do it. But I would love to hear from you guys if y'all are even interested in something like that or not. So after the curse, we received fire. Okay? So, fire, the essence. Fire consumes anything it touches. The flames remind us of the impermanent nature of reality and how situations can quickly transform into beauty or chaos. Fire is passion, and its dancing flames invite us to reach to the sky. Warmth and light are heavenly, yet too much heat can scorch us. To fully step into the energy of fire is to be utterly transformed like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay? The invitation for this energy is warm your hands and your heart by your inner fire. Start off practicing with energy work by being able to move your energy within your body. For instance, if you're lying down, watching TV or whatever, and you got your feet just laid out in front of you, focus. If you need a crystal, grab a crystal. Focus, okay? Envision, feel the sensation before it arrives within your toes. Direct that energy to your toes until they start to actually do what you're telling your energy to do, which is to make them tingle. And they shall tingle. Fire's passion and its dancing flames invite us to reach to the sky. We already wrote that. The invitation is warm your hands and your heart by your inner fire. Let it burn away your hardships. Let it consume your pain and your sorrow. Has life become too rigid, too cold, or too superficial? Well, then light a candle or make a bonfire and toss into the flames everything that has become stiff and painful. Give it all to the fire for rapid transformation. Set your life on fire. Okay? The medicine behind this is, are you feeling too fiery? Have you been reactive and short tempers? These are going to be signs that your fire may be out of chaos and it needs to be tempered and reeled back in and used accordingly. Have you been reactive and short-tempered towards others? This card has come to tell you that all fiery emotions directed at others can backfire at you. It is not a good idea to play with fire when you are out of balance or angry. Didn't I say whenever you go through this meditation, like this guided meditation, if y'all are into it, or if you decide to try it out yourselves and find your own way in doing it, do so, please. Let me finish reading. It says, it is not a good idea to play with fire when you are out of, I was saying, when you're doing that meditation, make sure you are not thinking, Kona, shh, it's okay, baby. Put yourself to where you're not thinking about chaos, or you got a lot of shit on your mind, or it's just a lot going on. That's not a good time to do the guided meditation. Or if you're angry, no. See, your spirits and ancestors don't want to interact with that kind of energy. They need you to do your part so they can do their part to meet you in the middle. And your part is the finding that balance. So now it is not the time to act or react, just like I was saying, and then these words just reiterate what I was saying. It is time to tame and befriend your inner fire so it does not scorch you. Okay? So with the curse and the ancestral generational curses and how it has an impact on your life and how you're going to go about that energy, I gave you guys a way out, an example. There are many others. It might be wise to look into different ways of transmutation. For me, I find that hypnotism is a very, very powerful way to work through that. Hence why I'm in school for hypnotherapy. Like I said, I will have my own private practice because I keep repeating myself, but I see new people coming on board. It is a 2-year course, and I'm 6 months away from graduating. So there's been a lot of learning, a lot of healing, a lot of understanding, and a lot of acceptance. True divine acceptance. Okay, then we have, after fire, we have the blade, which is number 6. In tarot, that is the Lovers, Gemini. Let's see what that has to say. The blade. And one of the cards that I pulled in my past live, the blade represented limits, your boundaries, and things like that. So let's carry on. With the blade, the essence, the blade represents sharpness of the mind, body, and spirit. Pointing upward, it summons the power of heaven. When aimed downward to the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens on earth. The blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. Now, I've seen many of these. It can actually be in the form of a blade, or it can be in the form of hematite blade, which is a crystal blade that looks like this, and I have one. I use it to cut cords, to cleanse my energy, things like that. The blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. Wield it wisely, and it will transmit power, bestow initiations, cut energetic cords from the past, and sever toxic relationships. Use it with anger, and it will slash, stab, and kill. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there for a second. Before I read this to you guys, I told y'all that it's gonna come back to me. It's gonna come back to me. Okay, so this card is inviting you to draw your blade and use it. It is not auspicious to hesitate, to waste time in idle talk, or to hide from the inevitable heaven and earth. The inevitable. Heaven and earth are aligned to support you in claiming your power. So take decisive action, overcome your fear of hurting others, unsheath the blade, and use it wisely. Okay? The medicine about this card would probably be more of like how this, like why you would need to use it. It's time to put down the sword and place it back in its scabbard. Do not offer your blade in service to toxic emotions. Once again, when we go with an intent, we do not go in angry. Because if we do, the outcome will be very, very destructive. Like I said, use it with anger and it will slash, stab, and kill. It says heaven and earth are aligned to support you in claiming your power. So take decisive action. Overcome your fear of hurting others, being your true authentic self. Don't hold back. I can resonate with that. Unsheath the blade and use it wisely. Now the medicine. It's time to put down the sword and place it back in its scabbard. Do not offer your blade to service to toxic emotions. You will be faced with an even more disagreeable future with the people or situation you are attempting to banish. Put the blade to rest until your inner fire has mellowed. And isn't that crazy that the card before that was fire, and it was talking about the fire that you embody and how if you're not careful with it and you don't use it wisely, it will scorch the living shit out of you. Even if this is your zodiac sign or element, fire, it will scorch you. It's one of those energies what you put out will automatically come back to you. And that was the curse, fire, and the blade, which we were talking about. It says, put the blade to rest until your inner fire has mellowed. Then use your blade with impeccable intention to cut the energetic cords that are tying you to the drama at hand. Set yourself free. It being card number 6, 6 in tarot being the Lovers, I'm pulling the energy of the 2 of Cups as well, to some sort of connection with another, a romantic connection, or you growing into your higher self and working on those hidden behaviors that you exuberate that reflect on your relationship when you're with somebody. So it's bad patterns of behavior due to romantic matters. Oh, thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Then we have the giveaway. Talking about eyes, your eyes have a very spiritual essence, meaning, reason for why they are the color they are. ChatGPT, Google, YouTube, you know, all of those are very informative, and all you have to do is Google it spiritually, what do the different eye colors represent? And you will be, I mean, surprised. Very, very surprised. I mean, for example, evidently, people with blue eyes, because their eyes are blue, they think that, well, because their eyes are blue, they're able to, their eye color reflects and bounces off. It's kind of like a spider with a whole bunch of eyeballs. And let's say you're looking through the eyeballs of the spider and you're looking at all these different angles and stuff like that. People with blue eyes tend to have that same, like they have mad peripheral and width when it comes to their sight. They are also ones to dive deep into finding out the truth and exposing it. And I guess that may be because of the reason that they can see so clearly what is going on. And if you're in a good place, it is, I mean, it could be very, very beneficial. Okay, so we're at the giveaway, number 23, which can also be number 5. The essence is, the giveaway is the gift you offer to life without attachment, without expecting anything back. You can only give what is truly yours. A smile, a nod of encouragement, a gentle touch, and a kind word. And I'm gonna add this. The simple action of recognizing good behavior. This is not giving to others that you no longer want, like the sweater that no longer fits, but gifting that which is most precious, your authentic love and genuine feelings. Now, there's some people who their love, okay, so there's all different kinds of love languages. One could be the touch, one could be the you know, electricity whenever two lips come together. One could be the love language of giving. Some people, like myself, I am very much, my love language is all about giving. And I don't have with the intent to receive it back. The gift that I'm giving is a rewarding gift for myself, whether they want it or not. Because my intentions are to make this person feel very, very special as they are, and to make them smile, to make them have a time of happiness. That is what is embodied in me, in my heart. Anyway, that's an example. Now, the invitation to the giveaway is, make a list of 10 people and things. You don't have to, you can do it in your mind. Make a list of 10 people and things for which you are grateful. Connect with the feelings of gratitude. The giveaway comes to ask you to feel the same gratitude without needing anything or anyone to inspire it. and to share this gratitude with those you meet. So once again, as I was just saying, the way my love language is, I mean, yes, I like the ooey gooey, cuddling, touching, kissing, all that kind of stuff. But for me, I am a sapiosocial. I am attracted to people with high intelligence. And the way I show love is by giving to others. That's how I have been created, okay? Which I have learned throughout my spiritual journey. It has made it a lot easier for me to be in that heart space energy, to embody that, especially during times of chaos and tribulations. Okay, so as you offer thanks, your heart opens. What did I just say? Your heart, oh my gosh. It's like this book is in my mind and I'm just reading it as it goes. As you offer thanks, your heart opens and you start realizing how much life has given you. You heal your feelings of scarcity and open yourself to the abundance that surrounds you. The giveaway invites you to be in the flow of life as you give freely and receive freely. So this also reminds me about, maybe the law of attraction, as some people would say, manifesting, that has some kind of rules that are in relation to it. So I still have a couple. We have the curse, which was about ancestral curses that needed to be healed. We have fire, which is about making sure you're in a good headspace about using the fire energy within you and being very, very wise and careful with when to use it, because if you overuse it, it can burn you badly, or others. The blade, number 6, is about cutting those ties, cutting those cords, doing the healing within yourself. This is also a ritual that you would not want to do in a negative mind space or anything like that. This was supposed to be short and I'm already at 68 minutes. That's crazy. All right, next. Oh, wait. Okay, I didn't finish the giveaway because I didn't tell you the medicine, the antidote. It is difficult for you to set limits on how much of yourself to give. If you give more than is healthy, then you will not be able to give for long. You'll feel resentful with your partner or associates, or you'll feel like the world owes you something in return, a lot like this fire card. If you overdo it, you're going to get bad results. You'll feel resentful with your partner or associates, or you'll feel like the world owes you something in return. Okay? When that is not correct. This is all about giving without the intent of receiving. Notice if you give for any reason other than pure generosity. Are you trying to be liked or accepted? Are you hoping to heal an old wound? Start giving to yourself first and foremost. Offer yourself the care, the love, the time, and the acceptance that you are longing for. Once you experience plenty, then you can truly give to others. And plenty may not come in the matters of material matters. It can come in the form of spiritual alignment. Like we were talking about with the blade. When the blade is pointed upwards, that means that you are connecting with heaven. You are connecting with the sources in heaven. When it is pointed downwards, it represents that heaven is connecting with you on earth. This is all symbolic. All these cards coming together out like this. All right, now we're at the beloved, okay, which is number 5. The essence of the beloved is the recognition of spirit in another and moving towards spirit through the other. It is when the divine appears to us in the form of our child, our partner, our friend, and we experience being in love. As we grow, we start to recognize the beloved in everyone, not confusing their personality with their divine nature. And that's where I'm talking about working out of your heart space, not being judgmental. You're not the one to judge, you know? You can, but it's only going to weigh on you. Accept the invitation to learn through the path of love. Expand your... Confirmation. Expand your being through union with another. When you recognize the beloved in another, you call forth their highest and purest nature. Follow the path of love. And I've heard other people say it before. I've said it before. And Spirit has solidified it to me very, very recently. You'll know when it's right, when it feels right, okay? Don't get confused by the honeymoon phase feelings of just enamored in bliss and just caught up in the fantasy thoughts. Be careful of that. The medicine offers, be careful with, I swear I'm like intuitively reading these cards so damn well, and the synchronicity that they're coming out. That's why I had to make another live about it. Be careful with your romantic love, the kind of love you fall in and out of. Own all the projections you have placed upon the person you are dreaming of. Remember that they are only mirroring back your own deep longings rather than revealing their true selves. If you fail to notice this, be prepared to walk through the fire of strong emotions once again. The fire that can consume you, that can burn you extremely. Know your limit. Know your limits. Evaluate your partner's limits. Learn them and steadfast in them. Then we have number 24, the heart of the sky. Okay? And we're going to read what that one has to say. Okay. Okay, the essence. The heart of the sky is the love force that made all creation possible. This same force is present when you create with originality. When you bring formlessness to form or inspired ideas to expression. This primeval force does not know good or bad. It is up to us to provide the clear intention that will guide it to manifest. The heart of sky helps us call in beauty from the invisible world, from the answers you seek for the unknown that you wish to discover, and birth it in the world of matter. So, to me, heart of the sky is bringing up that phrase, the sky is the limit. There is no limit. So it's talking about your originality. When you create with originality, meaning authenticity, it can form and or inspire ideas to expression for you to express to others. The invitation of the heart of sky brings you a sacred reminder. You are a channel for the original energy of creation. Become the paintbrush, the canvas, and the artist, all guided by the heart of sky. Set your intention ethically and clearly, and allow the universe to take care of the details. Now, I haven't read the medicine yet, but as it's talking about diving deeper into your creativity, putting pen to paper, whether it's writing, drawing, whatever it is, to allow yourself to go into some sort of trance-like state where your subconscious can seep through the conscious and reveal itself within your artwork. Now, 4 days ago, I love to paint. I'm probably gonna start another channel on my artwork and maybe start channeling through my artwork, which I've done before, Um, I did not know what I was going to draw. I just knew that I needed to draw something that needed to come out. And it had been probably a week prior to that I have drawn pencil to paper. And it's like I kept feeling the urge, the need to draw again. So like I said, I went in with the intent to connect with my higher self, what my soul wants, my spirit wants, and what is the connection here. And I haven't finished. It was 3 days ago, and I've been very busy or I would have finished it. But I started drawing a bird. Now, I just capped off the tail because I wasn't sure of what to do with it. But to me, think of this as not a log, but maybe it was a fire pit, like a pit of fire. And these are like the burnt pieces of wood or barks, coal barks that this bird is standing on. To me, it represents a phoenix rising from the ashes, being reborn, being transformed, leveling up. This bird has its wings. There are some birds that can't fly, okay? So just don't give me a hard time and say, oh my God, she doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. I would, or I wouldn't be putting myself out here like that. Trust me, it took me a while to get on here, but I made myself on here. I got myself here. Now, we're gonna talk, and that's what it's talking about, is the heart skies. It's the love force that made all creation possible. The kind of force that is present when you create with originality. When you bring formlessness to form, like drawing, painting, whatever, or inspired ideas, your intention, to expression, to put on paper so I can see the signs and I can receive the message. The force does not know good or bad. It is up to us to provide the clear intention that will guide it to manifest, okay? Now, the medicine behind the heart of sky. These are things these may be indicators. You may feel responsible for everything and everyone. Perhaps you think you have to do it all alone. This takes you into a dark hole where you lose trust in the natural order of the cosmos. Shed your lofty sense of duty and recognize that this is a false prison of your own making. You can open the door and set yourself free in an instant. And 4 plus 2 equals 6. So we have 66. We have 6 and 6. 66 on here. We have 19, which would be 10. And we have 5 and 5. We have 5, 5, 5. And we have 2, 2. Now we're at 9, which is completion. Okay? So let's see what they're talking about when it comes to completion. Okay, the essence. All things have a being, a middle, and a beginning. All things have, hold on one second. I need chappy chap, or gloss, whatever. I'm getting a little dry. Sorry guys, 1 second. Okay. So, where's the card? Right here. Completion. All things have a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is the nature of life, the seed, the flower, and the fruit, and of all human relationships. Completion suggests the fullness of the moment and the need to transform an old form into a new one. Okay? So, if something's not going right and you know you're really trying your best, leave it be. Come back and hit it with a different perspective, a different way. The invitation is for completion is that you have finished a cycle. This is for someone out there, and there's no more growth or benefit from hanging on to the old. In regard to relationships, it is time to honor what has been and find a new form for the future. In your ventures, it is time to reap your harvest. Completion is a time for celebration. It is the end of summer when the fruit is ripe. The medicine says, which is something this may be a sign that this resonates for you. You may be clinging to the old form, which will bring only decay. When fruit is left too long on the vine, it rots. You know that it is time to move on, yet are reluctant. Do not be afraid of hurting anyone's feelings. Remember that you are responsible for your actions, not the actions of others. Now, which one was it talking about? I believe it was the giveaway. The giveaway was talking about no, not the giveaway. Maybe it was the blade. I've already lost it. So it'll come to me. Completion. The medicine. Do not be afraid of hurting anyone's feelings. Once again, embracing your originality, your authenticity. For me, when I first started with my content on YouTube, whew, I was all over the place. I mean, I had endured and learned a tremendous amount before I would even step foot on something like this. But the things that I have learned through so many gifted people like yourself out there has put me in a ripe place to be able to even initiate completion, to have the courage for it. The medicine is clinging to the old form will bring only decay. When fruit is left too long on the vine, it rots. You know that it is time to move on, yet are reluctant. Do not be afraid of hurting anyone's feelings. Remember that you are responsible for your actions, not the actions of others. Mourn what is lost so you can move on. Do not be sad. Be like the sun at midday, who shines brightly, neither longing for sunrise nor dreading the dusk. To me, that sounds like zero expectation. Being free of the burden. Okay? Now, before I started by doing my things and letting the cards pop normally as they do, I looked at the bottom of the deck because I shuffled it with intent, and I was calling upon the gods to please let me know what it is that the collective needs to hear right now. And the two cards at the bottom of the deck, the first one that was shown to me was the Ghost Dance, and the one behind it was the Mystical Shaman. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the first one, which is the Ghost Dance, number 22, which just so happens to have been making its way around a lot of creators. A lot of people have been picking up this number 22, and there's a huge significance with it. I just remembered that in my last live, the first thing I said was I kept channeling the number 4, and this ultimately means 4. So maybe that's it. Let's see. The Ghost Dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. For example, you pray to your ancestors, whomever, for a certain something or a certain someone, and you put everything you have in it, and you even follow through with your promises. It is telling you that when you hold on, when you blame your ancestors for not coming through, it shows you being in a low vibration. You're taking steps backwards. Like, why me? Why me? Why me? Why this? You know? Just saying those things, I was slumping down. I was feeling, you know? So just be careful in the things that you say, because I say all the time, there's power in word. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. It has not come true. They are not to blame. The person at fault is yourself. That's the only person to blame. It is a hard lesson to learn, but is one that is required. Honor the spirit and ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. Now, I was talking a lot about past lives, not only in my previous live, but in this one. YouTube live, not life. So, and it just keeps coming up. Okay, back to the ghost dance again. Your ancestors have a message of healing and a powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar. Light a candle to them and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. Step into the abundance that is offered to you. I'm speaking to someone who has literally gone through a transformation recently. And Spirit is now just telling you how to go through, how to deal with this new energy that you're embodying and certain steps that you can take. Step into the abundance that is offered to you. Receive the gifts of those that have come before you and write a new story for your life. Okay? Now, the way you know this is resonating for you is if you are trapped in a vicious cycle of nostalgia, mourning a lost youth or opportunity missed, it is time to make an altar for the ancestors. Collect a few photos, light some incense, offer sage, and open the windows of your house to release them to their destiny and to the wind. Be wary of being snared in a relationship with someone from a past life, as the people we loved or hurt have a way of reappearing in our lives. There's no learning for you there anymore. Meaning, that's why there has to be completion. And if you know that there's no more learning for you, which it's saying right here, be wary of being snared in a relationship with someone from a past lifetime, a soulmate, someone you feel magnetized to, is most likely someone you were with in your past life. And they have come back as someone else. You guys have crossed paths. If there was unfinished business or things were left not good, there can be an unrecognizable feeling, the need to defend or to defeat this kind of energy because it was not defeated in the past. As the people we love or hurt have a way of reappearing in our lives, there is no learning for you there anymore. Oh, that was with this one, okay? A time to move on. Okay. Last but not least, most definitely, is the mystical shaman. Okay? Which is, I'm sure, very powerful. The mystical shaman is the symbol of the myth maker and storyteller who is neither made of nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes it, evolves through it, perceives all aspects of it. In so doing, the mystical shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth into being. Manifestation, as we keep talking about, somebody is manifesting a lot right now. Excuse me. He dances between worlds. Ouch. Sorry, guys. He dances between worlds, wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulders, and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not to be defined by it or become too attached to the experiences that you have. Now, okay, we have more. This is the symbol of true alchemy. For all elements of life have a spiritual aspect and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. Now the invitation is saying, when the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment. You are called to create and dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. Can you impartially observe the stories you tell yourself and others? What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up until now? You do not have to live in a story that has roots in the past. What if there were no need to explain you to anyone, not even to yourself? The way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is a sign of manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. Okay? To know if this resonates with you, the medicine is telling you, be careful what you pray for. The mystical shaman cautions you against relentless attachment to a certain form that you think will make you happy, prosperous, famous, loved, etc. However, in seeing your dream come into being, had you considered what you were willing to sacrifice for it? Perhaps you have been telling yourself a certain story for so long, the story that only when you reach this particular goal will you be happy, that you will arrive, You didn't even notice you are no longer the person who wanted those outcomes. This is about alchemy, transforming the inner. You may have moved beyond those stories. Perhaps it's time to admit to yourself that you need to imagine a new story that is more in alignment with who you have become. This is just one moment in millions of moments in the continuum of a life. Let it go. Let it just be a story and move on. Better tales are waiting to be told. And that's what I have and what I felt very, very strongly to share with you guys. I thought it was very informative. And with that being said, I am going to leave you guys with, if I can find it, 1 second. With that having been said, I'm going to leave you with a few angel numbers, some synchronicities, some signs that you can be on the lookout to know if the mystical shaman is speaking to you. Meaning, if this is your story. Like I say all the time, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. There's a lot of people in the world. Okay, so let's see what you have in numbers. Yeah, not again. I'm on the same one. She's coming back to say hey. She's no. Girl, what are you doing? You silly thing. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have 1313. It says starting fresh. Riley. Starting fresh, which is all about encouraging goals, foundations. Get ready, we're gonna go to Target. Creative ventures, communication. It says step out of your comfort zone. You're about to create something meaningful. All your skills and talents will bring you auspicious profits. Build up your confidence and trust in your decisions. You did?
Yeah.
It was a good business.
Brimley.
No way.
And I saw Junebug.
Oh, wow.
I taught her lesson, but she didn't listen. Mom, I was in 5th grade, but
Hey, Ross.
she's coming for my birthday.
Perfect. I'm on live right now, okay, baby? 1 second. I'm almost done. So we have 1313. We have 1818. 1818 is willpower, okay? Achievement, success, striving forward, prosperity, go-getters, courage, luck. It says, wow, significant events are on the cards for you. You will progress in your endeavors and gain new experiences. The right people and resources will be put on your path. An excellent proposal or change is coming up. You're destined for greatness. So, things are looking good. They are starting fresh, just like the first card said. Okay? Somebody's been transmuting a lot of energy. Excuse me. Coke is so hot now. 0404. It says slow down, balance, power struggle, force, violence, hope, authority, ancestors, restlessness, low vibration, and warning. Pay close attention to the people in your life, your surroundings, and your physical health. Don't freak out. It's just a warning to be careful and awake to avoid any further issues. Communicate clearly and keep healthy boundaries. So we have starting fresh, we have willpower, and we have slow it down. At the bottom of the deck, we have unique skills. It says life goals, mission, sense of self, honesty, and important projects. It's that time of intense self-development. Focus your mind on your craft. You already have what it takes to succeed, but practice makes you a master. It also serves to find your true purpose. Leveling up your career or business is of priority right now. 1414. So there's 4 4s on here. You can be seeing a lot of 4s. All right, Spirit. Gods, what is it that the collective needs to hear? $13.31. So we have 4 3s and 4 4s. Good fortune. Advice, comfort, major change, individuality, and independence. Oh yes, someone is definitely going through a change. Have faith in your skills and talents as they are a tool that can provide you with a bright future. A piece of good advice, a moment of enlightenment, or a comforting message is on its way. Everything will work out in your favor. And this last card, which was sticking out, is 2112. It says, it's up to you. Someone watching over you, good fortune, unforeseen forces, and direction. Even if it seems like you're not making any meaningful progress, things are moving in the right direction for you at this time. If you see this number, it's a sign that everything will work out in your favor and your dreams will come true soon. And that's all I have for you guys for this live. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. If you liked it, hit the like button if you want to. If you want to hear more about what I come up with or what comes to me, just hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. My little one is always saying like and subscribe. But yes, please do. And leave comments in the comments section below. I love to hear if you guys resonate with what is coming out, even if it's just a little bit of it, part of it, all of it, anything. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and read the ending with a message of love and light. And I wish you guys the best day for the rest of your evening. See you again.